Okay, so hey guys, and welcome to part 19 of the F1 Manager Minardi Manager Career Mode, where we are about to start the first race of the 2000 season, and obviously my second season in charge of Minardi. And obviously the grid's had a massive shake-up, we've had a massive revamp ourselves, and obviously since the other teams have revamped so much, and we've revamped so much, the grid is going to be extremely jumbled, and everyone's trying to chase for that Constructors Championship, won by McLaren last year, and everyone's trying to chase for that Drivers' Championship, won by Mika Häkkinen last year. But with Häkkinen out of the sport, the Drivers' Championship is open to anyone, and with McLaren not even winning the test day, the Constructors' Championship has been thrown wide open. So let's see how we go at the first race in Albert Park. Okay, so the first practice session of this new 2000 season has just ended, and we're truly going to get an insight into how the grid is going to look this year, and how the teams have developed from the test day in Spain 2 months ago. Now, Michael Schumacher is by far the fastest driver on the grid this practice session, setting a lap time of 1:29.4, which is over 3 seconds faster than the person in second place, which is the McLaren driver Giancarlo Fisichella. And he's able to beat his teammate Johnny Herbert by a further 1.2 seconds, as Johnny Herbert is in third. Now, Rubens Barrichello in the Jordan is fourth. David Coulthard, the ex-McLaren driver now at Benetton, is now in fifth. And Ralf Schumacher, who is staying at his old team Williams, lines up in sixth. Jarno Trulli is in seventh in the Stewart, with Minardi eighth in the Sauber. And then the biggest improvers from last season are Minardi, who end this practice session 9th with Mika Salo. Eddie Irvine is 10th in the other Stewart, and Takaki has had one of the best practice sessions he's ever had in F1 to be 11th in the Williams, just ahead of Damon Hill and the other Minardi in 12th. Jacques Villeneuve is 13th. Neil McEwen has a dreadful practice session in comparison to his teammate, as Michael Schumacher is in first, but Neil McEwen, the former EA employee, is all the way down in 14th. Jean Alesi in the Benetton is 15th, Heinz-Howard Frentzen is 16th, Alexander Wurz in the Sauber 17th, with Pedro Diniz in the Prost 18th, Laurent Redor in the other BAR is down in 19th, 6 places away from his teammates, and that really isn't a good showing from the rookie so far. Pedro De La Rosa is in 20th in the Arrows, so there doesn't seem to have been much development for the Arrows team, especially as Marc Genet is down in 21st. And now last practice session is a massive disappointment because it's Ricardo Zonta in the Prost, and this is massively disappointing as Zonta didn't score any points last year, and neither did Prost. With both of them looking to score points this year, they really aren't going to help themselves by ending this practice session in stone dead last. Okay, so the qualifying session for the 2000 Australian Grand Prix and the first Grand Prix of the 2000 season has just ended, so let's take a look at how the grid's going to line up for the first race of this season. Michael Schumacher is in first, again comfortably, as he was able to improve on his practice time even further, and so he was able to qualify a good 3.4 seconds faster than the person in second place, which was his teammate Neil McEwen, so Neil McEwen was able to improve massively on his practice pace, which was very disappointing for the rookie Ferrari driver. Giancarlo Fisichella was in third, setting similar pace to as he did in practice, interestingly, with Ralf Schumacher upping his pace to finish 4th this qualifying session, with David Coulthard in the Benetton still in 5th place, and Johnny Herbert in the other McLaren can't quite replicate what his teammate did to be down in 6th. Rubens Barrichello finished in 7th for the Jordan, with Mika Salo in the Minardi having Minardi's best ever qualifying result to be in 8th. Eddie Irvine is in 9th in the Stewart, with Heinz Frentzen in 10th. The other Minardi of Damon Hill is in 11th, Sean Lacey in 12th, Zanardi is in 13th. Takaki couldn't quite replicate the pace he had in practice, which got him 11th place, as he qualified down in 14th place in the Williams, which is extremely disappointing considering he qualified 10 places lower down than his teammate who was in 4th. Both Prost are 15th and 16th, so Ricardo Zonta was able to improve on his woeful practice pace, with Pedro Diniz being in 16th. Jacques Villeneuve has a disappointing qualifying session to be in 17th. Jarno Trulli really couldn't capitalise on his practice pace to be down in 18th. Alexander Wirtz is in 19th. Pedro De La Rosa is 20th. Laurent Verdon is looking really disappointing in the BAR, as he couldn't improve on his practice pace and actually is behind the arrows of Pedro De La Rosa, as he's down in 21st. But the person who is taking up the last spot for tomorrow's race is Marc Genet, the former Minardi driver who has now moved to Arrows, is in stone dead last. Okay, so hey guys, so we've just seen the practice and qualifying reports there for the Australian Grand Prix, obviously for this 2000 season. And it's looking promising for us, obviously, of us being in 8th and 11th, which is the best qualifying results. Well, definitely 8th is definitely the best qualifying result we've ever had this series, so that's impressive for us. I've got to remember to replace the parts, obviously the new aero parts and engines and electronics and brakes that we received in between January the 1st and this race, so we've got to fit fresh ones on, so it means we should finish the race. And with the strategy sorted, obviously Mika Salo being the driver number 2, pitting in a lap later, let's head on to the start of the Australian Grand Prix. So both drivers on hold position, that's good, that's what we want. And we're going to go into the TV camera, and there you go, look at Damon Hill. Damon Hill in a Minardi. When did we think the day would come? And look, he's just behind his former team, in obviously Jordan. And what is Neil McEwen doing? What is that angle? He is so unprofessional. Look, he can't even park the car properly. Neil McEwen's ahead of Schumacher. What? Okay, we got massive lags, probably because Neil McEwen passed Michael Schumacher. What has happened already? So instantly off the start, we've just had the biggest surprise I think could have happened. Neil McEwen has overtaken his teammate, Michael Schumacher, who, well, I mean, at this point in time was a 2-times world champion. Obviously, further down his career, he became a 7-times world champion. But look, Schumacher's in 2nd. Look at him, he's looking at the back of Neil McEwen. What is going on? I know you guys were looking forward to this series. I mean, I was kind of looking forward to seeing how the field would shape up, but I really didn't expect this. And Damon Hill's gone down a position. And Ralf Schumacher, what's he doing? Is he getting past the McLaren of Giancarlo Fisichella? That would be an interesting move. And actually, think about Williams, they were 7th in the test day. And now how Ralf Schumacher was able to qualify 4th, that we really have seen some improvements from Williams. Obviously, maybe the Supertech engine improved, or they, what's the one I'm looking for? Well, they improved their aero package. I mean, I don't know, but Neil McEwen's obviously improved. Well, I wouldn't say improved, I mean, this is his rookie race. And just, I think that's all the exciting action over, but, God, that was mad. And Marc Genet in last, I mean, that's going to be disappointing for him. I mean, he left the team. I mean, we didn't actually offer him another contract, but, you know, he kind of had nowhere else to go, really. It was either Arrows or nowhere. He took up Arrows. And I bet you he's loving it, because he qualified in last. Should have done what Padova did. I mean, Padova got the fastest at the test day. I mean, he's got bragging rights there. He was the fastest driver at the pre-season test day. And God, what is wrong with this lag? I think it's just because the 2000 season has just broken this game. Hang on, De La Rosa's in 18th. He's doing right for himself. As Schumacher can still not get past McEwen. We saw that move just failed then. Is Schumacher gonna get past him now? No. Oh, we won't see it then. But Neil McEwen in first. Damon Hill is in 12th. No news on Mika Salo, but we've got to assume he's still in 8th. He's in 7th! Yes, we're doing extremely well at the minute. Mika Salo in 7th. Oh, he's down in 8th. But I mean, Minardis don't often run this high up, so I'll take it. Oh, we're falling down the order a bit. That's not really what I wanted to see in the first race. I want to see something a bit more promising. Mika Salo is falling down the order. Hang on, let's just look at the lap times where we stack. So Mika Salo's the 11th fastest and Damon Hill the 14th fastest. Okay, so we shouldn't lose any more positions. Takaki has overtaken us. What is this? Takaki is faster than a Minardi. Although that isn't the first time we've seen that in this series. And Damon Hill's down in 15th. Now he's down to 16th. This is disappointing. I mean, what is this? World champion, my ass. I mean, you don't see former world champions losing positions, especially when they've got the best engine on the grid and are the only team to have that engine. But we still got a long part of the race to go. We got a third of the race to go. Anything could happen, or 2/3 of the race to go. Any retirements? There's no retirements. I think the teams might have improved on their reliability from the previous year. So Mika Salo's in 15th, Damon Hill 16th. Just the way the grid's shaping up at the minute, I'm a bit disappointed. I mean, what's going on? Mika Salo's in 13th, okay. As long as he can stay around there. I mean, last year, if we were on true pace in 13th, we'd have been dead happy. Although Damon Hill's in 17th, and to us, even last year, we could have been 17th on true pace. But we would have been there, and it's not looking like a good signing to us, Damon Hill, at the minute, but I won't judge him just yet. I mean, it's the first race of the season, and he's up into 16th. Look, he's passed Ricardo Zonta. And Genet, our former driver, you see, who says Minardi don't breed good talent? Genet is ahead of De La Rosa. Neil McEwen is out! Oh, he had such a promising race. He's out with a fuel problem, and now Jarno Trulli's out with an engine failure. Damon Hill, driver error? What is this? I mean, I know he's miles down the field anyway, but what is this? John Lacey with a driver error? Sal with electronics, McLaren suspension, Jordan fuel? What is this? Mika Salo's in 8th? No way. Takaki's in the points. Oh, I know that's not the first time we've seen that, but Takaki's in the points. This is shaping up to be a very interesting race, actually. And if the whole season's like this, we could see a pretty interesting season. But Takaki, is he going to finish 6th? Surely not. He's going to throw it away at the last minute, isn't he? Takaki's in 5th! You're kidding? No way! Takaki, in his first race in the Williams, is 5th. Ralf Schumacher's in 3rd. So Michael Schumacher wins the first race of the season in Australia. Johnny Herbert's 2nd. Ralf Schumacher's in 3rd. Eddie Irvine 4th. Takaki is 5th. And David Coulthard, not too bad a finish in the Benetton in 6th. But Mika Salo's 8th, which isn't too bad for the first race of the season in this new, well, pretty much brand new Minardi. And Damon Hill, disappointing first race of the season, down in 20th, but it's the first race of the season, I get it. It's his first race in the Minardi. I'll let it slide for the time being. But if he does this all season long, which someone in the comments did warn me about, then he is going. He won't be sticking around next year. And that applies to Mika Salo as well, actually. And just to put these results into context, I'll compare them to the results we saw in 99. So in 1999, Michael Schumacher won the race again, so he's won it 2 times in a row now. David Coulthard was 2nd, but obviously he was in the McLaren last year, which was a pretty dominant car. Eddie Irvine was 3rd. Ralf Schumacher was 4th, so he's improved on last year. Rubens Barrichello was in 5th, and where did he come this race? 16th. Oh, he had a fuel issue, just like Neil McEwen, but I actually can't feel sorry for Neil McEwen. He overtook Michael Schumacher at the start, and fuel issues, I feel sorry for him. His 6th last season was Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Jordan. Obviously, he's still at Jordan, but he's dropped down to 7th, and that could be due to the Ford Zetec engine they're using this year, when obviously last year they were using the Mugen Honda engines. Although, if you want an interesting fact, the person who won the Drivers' Championship last year didn't actually finish the race. So let's have a look. Who didn't finish the race this race? I mean, Damon Hill didn't finish the race. Jean Lacey didn't. Minardi didn't. Fisichella didn't. There you go. Fisichella and the McLaren retired with a suspension failure. By comparison, last year Mika Hakkinen retired with a bargeboard failure, and he still went on to win the World Championship, despite the fact Schumacher won. So this season has been blown wide open. I mean, it might look like Schumacher dominated, especially as he finished 2 minutes 43 seconds ahead of Johnny Herbert in second. But never say never. I mean, and comparing to last season, we seem to have improved, because last season we came 14th and 15th with Genet 14th and Badoa 15th. Whereas this season we've come 8th and 20th, so we're kind of averaging out to be about the same as we were last year. And Genet 12th in the Arrows, and he's ahead of his teammate. And obviously he beat his teammate last year, well, at this race last year. And with Genet ahead of De La Rosa by a whole lap. You never know. I mean, De La Rosa is really underperforming if Genet's faster than him, especially if Genet was underperforming in practice and qualifying. But Genet, obviously, he finished 14th last year. He's now finished 12th this year. So maybe moving to Arrows wasn't too bad of a move for his career for him. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say about the race. Schumacher's winning. I think he's going to win the World Championship. I'm tipping Schumacher to win the Drivers' Championship. Constructors' Championship is a bit harder to call, but I'm going to call McLaren to win the Constructors. I'm with Neil McEwen having a fuel error. I am going to tip McLaren to win the Constructors, although Ferrari could easily win it, and Schumacher to win the Drivers' Championship. But anyway, yeah, Ferrari win at Australia Albert Park. Yeah, Jean Todt was happy. I bet you he was happy, because now obviously Hakkinen's gone, McLaren have gone downhill with their Ford Zetec engines. I bet you he's never been happier managing Ferrari, so there you go. And that's it, race report. Let's have a look here. Mike Gascoigne. Yeah, whatever. Neil Oatley. So Ferrari had the most advanced chassis, suspension and side pods, but we have the most advanced engine. I mean, we're the only team using Mercedes-Benz engines, so of course we're going to have the most advanced ones. We have the most advanced brakes, which, yeah, we are using the Joint Best Brakes Company. Most advanced electronics, yeah, as we saw all of last year. But interestingly, apparently Neil Oatley has manufactured the most advanced barge boards, front wings and rear wings for us. And Ferrari have the most advanced side pods. So this tech race is going down between us and Ferrari at the minute. So we'll see how that develops over the course of the season. But Ferrari do clearly have the best car, so they should win the Constructors and Drivers. And Steffano Domenicali has told us that we've got 75 grand in merchandise and sponsorship revenue of just shy of 1.5 million. So we got a total revenue of 1.5 million this weekend. And there you go. And actually, calendar, that reminds me. One thing I do want to say is, someone's already probably mentioned it in the comments, but this revamped calendar, which I was going on about last episode, is actually the calendar for the real life 2000 season. Apart from the fact it's excluding Indianapolis, but apart from the fact Indianapolis isn't there, this is the 2000 calendar. So there you go. But that means, because well, in true fashion to the 2000 calendar, we're going to get Interlagos next race, and Mika Hakkinen actually set the fastest race lap record last year. And, you know, McLaren have gone downhill this year. Hakkinen's not even in the sport anymore. So, who can we judge to have the fastest lap next year? We have no idea. But I hope you look forward to the Interlagos, or the Brazilian Grand Prix, because I'm looking forward to it. And quickly, let's just have a quick update in the Drivers' Championship. There you go, obviously same as the race results, but Takaki's got 2 points. So he got all the points he got last year in one race. So Williams was a good move for him. Although Schumacher did outscore Takaki, Ralf Schumacher did, so Takaki hasn't really quite proved himself yet. And if you look at the Constructors' Championship, we're 8th, No, we're 9th actually, which is slightly worrying, so we've got to finish 6th this season. But obviously there's a long way of the season to go, so I won't worry about it too much. And manager ratings, 3rd highest manager I'm rated. Eddie Jordan being rated the worst manager, which is quite disappointing. I mean, was he rated the 3rd best manager last year? Yeah, he was, and wasn't Paul Stewart rated the best manager last year? And where is he rated? He is now way down there. I mean, what's that? That's 8th best manager. Sean Todd's rated the best manager by far. I mean, no surprise there. I mean, Ferrari are dominating. Frank Williams, yeah, Williams are doing alright for themselves. Fair enough to him. And Minardi, for improving so much, we're rated 3rd with Alan Prost just behind us. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I hope you enjoyed the first race of 2000 season. And I hope I'll see you for the Interlagos Grand Prix, where we'll see if someone can beat Mick Häkkinen's race record. I mean, I just don't see how it could happen, really, with Häkkinen gone, with the dominant McLaren gone. You never know, but we've got a dominant Ferrari now. So, we might see that record beaten by a certain Schumacher. But we'll see you next episode. So I'll see you guys then.